Hello guys, so I asked Chat GPT what they think the top 10 in the world is going to look like in 10 years time. So they have come back with a list of 10 players. I'm going to go through it and I'll get your thoughts on what you think. So at number 10, I think this is quite fair. They've gone for Cam Crabtree.
Nice, he'll be happy with that. And his first year of his tour card this year, done pretty well. Got to the Grand Slam this year via the development tour. Looks like he's going to get into that top 64 pretty soon as well. So 10 years time, yeah, not a bad shout.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think that's probably quite reasonable. I think Cam Crabtree is, just got his tour card this year, 10 years time. Yeah, I quite like that from ChatGPT. I think they've done quite well there. At number 9, they think the world number 9 in 10 years time is going to be Scott Williams.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, tricky one that. I mean, we've seen Scott get to the semi-finals at the World Championship a few years ago, beat Michael van Gerwen in the quarterfinals, and probably at that point, if you'd have said he'll be top 10 in the world, you'd have gone, yeah, not a bad shout, but I don't think we've really seen a lot of him since then. So he's kind of stayed around that top 32 to 40 range. Probably need to see a bit more of him, I think, over the next few years to get in that top 10.
Yeah, I think Scott Williams in 10 years. I mean, how old is he now? 35-ish, you reckon?
Probably around that.
So he's going to be like 45. He's going to be like one of the older players as well, I think, by then.
But we'll add as well, if he does get in the top 10, that's great for darts fans because he is such a great player to watch on the stage. He gives it the big one. He's an entertaining player. So if we have Scott Williams in the top 10, I don't think there'll be many dart players complaining.
No, I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for it. At number 8, ChatGPT thinks that Nico Springer is going to be the world number 8 in 10 years' time.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad shout. I think he's had a great first year on the tour. Even before that, I think there were people looking at him going, he's going to be a very good player in the PDC. Some people are saying he's the best German ever, which, he's still got a bit to do, I think, to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think he's had a great year. Won on the Euro Tour, got a title, got to another final. Yeah, I could certainly see him being a top 10 player. He's got the capabilities.
Yeah, I think so far, ChatGPT has done all right. Moving on though, ChatGPT believes that in 10 years' time, the world number 7 will be Krzysztof Ratajski.
Okay. Not probably agreeing with that one as much, I'll be honest. I think I was just having a look at the rankings as they are now, and Krzysztof is currently down at number 37. He has been in the top 10 before, I think. I don't think he's been as high as number 7, but probably go back maybe 4 or 5 years. He was someone that people were going, he's a real major contender. He was pushing a lot of the big boys. In 10 years' time, adding another 10 years on to where he is now, that's a tough one. Sorry, Krzysztof. I don't think he'll be top 10 for me.
No, they did. ChatGPT did give us a little reasonings and stuff, or little explanation. I didn't bother with the first ones, but they have put experienced player, though whether he'll still be in the top 10, they said still be in the top 10, so whether they think he's in the top 10 now, I don't know. In the top 10 years depends on longevity and competition. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't say I agree with that one. I think that one's a bit of a push, but anyway, move on to world number 6. ChatGPT in 10 years thinks that in 10 years' time, the world number 6 will be Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah, I think what is he now? He's in his early 30s, so he'd be in his 40s. I think this is probably a longer discussion, really. It's like how long a player's going to play for. Like we look at Luke Littler now, I'm sure he's going to be on that list a bit later on, but the careers of players, I don't think if they start early, they're not going to be playing as long as into their 50s, 60s, maybe 40s. So, yeah, tough one. I do remember Michael van Gerwen saying years ago that he was going to retire when he was 40. So we'll see if that's still the case, because if it is, he won't be in that top 10. But I think he could still be up there in 10 years' time. He's got the game, whether he's got the hunger, the desire, considering all he's won so far. I think that's another question.
Yeah, I quite like it. I think if he's still playing, I just don't see. I just think Van Gerwen has to completely fall off a cliff to go outside the world's top 16 now. And I feel like once he does start to go down, if he plays long enough, it's going to happen eventually. I feel like once he does start to go down, that will be it. That will be him. He will either. I think he gives up his tour card. I don't think Van Gerwen ever loses a tour card. I think he just quits. But I quite like that. I think Van Gerwen at 6 is probably quite reasonable. World number 5, ChatGPT thinks in 2035 it's going to be Luke Humphries.
Yeah, don't mind it. I think he's just been knocked off the number one by Luke Littler, so he's number two at the minute. Yeah, I could certainly see Luke Humphries up there. I think, again, it's a question of how long he's going to play for, because you look at what he's done the last few years, the amount of major titles that he's won an awful lot of money. So 10 years' time, whether he's still got that hunger to want to be there and still be battling for these titles. And you've also got to think as well, the players that are coming through, like your 15, 16-year-olds now, that are going to be in their mid-20s, they're going to be sort of in their prime then, aren't they? So probably names that we're not going to hear much from on this list. So it's their job, the Humphreys, the Van Gerwens, to keep pushing and try and keep them people down from overtaking them.
Yeah, I quite like that. I think that's probably quite reasonable, to be completely honest. Another thing is he's a person who looks after himself, like physically, like his health and stuff. So I feel like if anything, that's going to benefit Luke Humphries in 10 years' time. So yeah, I could see him being top 5 in 10 years' time. Number 4, a little bit of a rogue one. I wouldn't say like crazy rogue, but it's a little bit out there. They have said, Chat GPT has said that the world number 4 in 2035 is going to be Sebastian Białowieski.
Yeah, that is a bit of a rogue one. I'm guessing Chat GPT might be Polish, because we've had Krzysztof Ratajski, we've had Sebastian Białowieski, we'll probably have Radek Zagansky at number 1. But yeah, no, Sebastian's a brilliant player. I think he's only in his early 20s, still playing the development tour. He might have just come off it, but yeah, I remember watching him at the UK Open. I think his debut, he got a 9 darter the year after he got to the quarterfinals. So even at an early age, he showed that potential. I think top 10, what was he, that 4th or 5th there? I think in 10 years' time, I probably want to see a bit more from him over the next few years. He's just got his tour card. So for me, potential-wise, yes, he can be a top 10, but at this moment in time, I think there's a lot more that he needs to prove to be in that top 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think on a realistic level, I would say it's probably not going to happen, but it's not impossible. It's not something that won't happen or couldn't happen. It definitely could. But yeah, it's a little bit of a rogue shout, but I don't hate it. So, Chat GPT thinks the world number 3 in 2035 is going to be Gian van Veen.
I think out of all of them so far, that's probably the number 1 choice, I think, so far. Spot on. I think Gian, what is he now, in the top 10?
I think he was up to 7 or something until he dropped down a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, when he won the European Championship, he went to number 7. He has dropped down to number 10 now. But yeah, I'm a big admirer of Gian van Veen. Just won his World Youth title for the 2nd time. So that shows you what sort of age bracket he's in. I think in 10 years' time, I imagine he'll still be in there battling for the titles. I do think he's going to have a long career. I know some people have said he's going to be a bit of a flash in the pan, but look what he's done this year. Look what he's done over the last few years. I think if he's got the right mindset, if he's got the will to be there, I think he'll be in that top 10 in 2035.
Yeah, I hope so. I really like watching him play darts. I think he's a good person for the sport as well. I hope he is. The only thing for me is that he's already had dartitis once, and he's like battled through that. And as someone who's had dartitis 10 plus times, it comes back, and it's really annoying. So hopefully it doesn't. But I like that. I think that's probably quite a fair thing to say. So ChatGPT thinks the world number 2 in 2035 is going to be Josh Rock.
Again, I think that's another cracking shout from our friends at ChatGPT. Josh, where is he now? Number 11. I think he might have been a little bit higher before that. He's class player, still very young as well. I think he could have played the World Youth Championship this year, so that shows you that he's in the early 20s still. Yeah, he's got such potential in the game. I think when we saw him come onto the tour, kind of burst onto the scene, didn't he? Had a little bit of a lean spell this year, though. He's really come out of the blocks, hasn't he? Had a lot of deep runs. Obviously, he's one of them people we're talking about. Is he going to win a major? Is he the next first major winner? I think he is. And 10 years' time, I think he'll be right up there. Number 2, tough one. I think he'll probably have to win the World Championship, given how much money is on the rankings for that. But yeah, I can see him being in the top 10, top 8. 2nd, if he could be a world champion, yeah, he can be there as well.
Yeah, I think it's very doable. Like you said, kind of come out of nowhere, just all of a sudden. Yeah, born in 2001, by the way.
There you go. Okay.
So yeah, kind of come out of nowhere. Funny thing about Josh Rock. So he added me on Facebook years and years ago, right? And it was like during COVID, where everyone was posting like these absolutely ridiculous averages because they're all cheating on N01 or whatever. And I remember seeing him post some things, and I was like, he's not averaging 97 over best of 11, whatever. And then I saw he won a tournament, and he won the tournament. In the final, he had 107 average, and I was like, actually, this guy's the real deal. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty realistic. I think he's going to be. I mean, we've just done a prediction video. I've just predicted that he loses in the final of the Worlds. Yeah. So I think that would probably boost him up to like probably 4 or 5 at the very least. So, yeah, I like that. And who do you think? Who do you think's at world number 1? Who do you think Chat GPT reckons in 2035 is the world number 1?
I think they're a bit more sensible than I am, so I'm going to avoid saying other people. I'm going to go. It's got to be Luke Littler.
It is Luke Littler. That's who they've picked. They think Luke Littler will be the world number 1, and I can't see Luke Littler. I think if he is the world number 1 in 10 years, I don't see someone going above him for a period of time. I think he just holds it for 10 years.
Yes, it's an interesting debate, isn't it? I mean, Luke, when we're talking now, he's still a teenager. He's still got, I think, another 14 months as a teenager. And we're saying, is he the greatest teenager in sports history? Well, just look at the PDC. He's now 4th outright most PDC major titles won. He's won more than Gary Anderson. He's won more than Peter Wright, my favourite player. He's won more than Luke Humphries, Gerwyn Price, Barney, Adrian Lewis, all these big names, legends of the sport. And he's still 18 years old. And
he's had a tour card for less than 2 years.
It's mad, isn't it? It's something that, you know, we don't think we'll ever see again. We didn't think it was possible, but 10 years' time, what will he be? Not even 30. So
yeah, he'll be 20, he'll be 28.
Yeah,
coming up 29.
So yeah, I mean, just imagine what he could have won in that time. Number 1, yeah. At the minute, I think it's hard to see anyone taking him off that top spot.
Yeah, I agree. But guys, that is what Chat GPT thinks is going to be the world's top 10 in 2035. Let us know what you think in the comments, and yeah, give us your list. Put together a list. Tell us what you think. But it's quite an interesting thought, and I quite like this concept. So let us know what you think. Cheers for watching the video, guys. See you later.